Hello and welcome to today's Bitcoin price analysis. It is the 29th of March 2024. It's currently 7:37 in the morning, and from what I understand is none of the stock markets are open today due to it being a religious bank holiday. So we're not going to have any outside manipulation today. However, we're just going to do a quick look at what happened yesterday and what's happened currently over the week, and what also my thoughts are what's going to happen with the price in Bitcoin over the coming few hours and the rest of the 24 hours of course. So if you are new to my channel, if you are new to my videos, I'm currently make lots of videos about Bitcoin and also make lots of videos about programming and other topics too. But this is really just going to concentrate on Bitcoin and its price as well. All right, and we're not going to talk about any other coins or anything like that, just about Bitcoin. So I am not a financial advisor, I'm not a professional trader, I am literally just a guy sat down in front of my monitor talking to a camera, talking to a microphone about the price of Bitcoin moving up and down based upon my own investments. I am heavily invested in cryptocurrency and I manage my own portfolio, or my wife and I's portfolio, and you are more than welcome to listening to what I've got to say. You're more than welcome to take some advice about what I've got to say. Just remember though, you've got to do your own due diligence before making any decisions, and please do not leave my opinion to be your final decisive answer, right? Because you shouldn't do that. You should decide for yourself. Anyway, before we move on, obviously don't forget, please, I do this for free and I'm not expecting anything out of you. Please just give me a like, or even just a comment down below saying, hey, thanks David, nice one, you know, just a thumbs up, something like that. It would be really, really appreciative from you. Okay, with that said, everything out the way now, let's jump into what you came here for and get started. So I'm going to try and keep the videos now down to under 15 minutes. We're on 2 minutes and 20 seconds at the moment. So let's have a look at the daily chart. Right, yesterday I've developed this new trading indicator. You can see DJ Thorne trading indicators. You can find it on TradingView. I'm not here to sell it. It's for free. The script is there. It's open source. So I'll explain it maybe in another video. Right, but right now we see yesterday was with this grey candle. So it had a little bit of volume. Right, and today, right now, we've got a downward motion with a tiny bit of volume. So it hasn't been lots of trading going on right now. But we can see we had this push up over these the EMAs here. So we can see that we've got some form of movement up. You know, that's a positive thing here. And these green bits in the background, these are trying to show where the support and resistance, or just the support zones are. So darker green, you might not be able to see it so well on your screen, but the darker shades of green show a stronger part of support. The lighter or even white show literally no support zones whatsoever. So what are we expecting from this? Well, I would assume, and I would guess, based upon this, is that we should expect some more movement to the upside. You know, we've got, at the moment, if we just look at the percentage of this on this candle, we've got to, say, at least 50%, and it looks like we've already touched the 50% region here, nearly going down. So I would suggest that this is still on its downward motion, but we could see come the rest of the day some upside to this, or even come and test these high, or even this high here. I would guess, and it might be that it's a weekend's job to come and test new highs, or even Monday's job to come and test new highs. Or we could this could be a healthy short reversal, or just an indecisive candle today. But we've now tried and dealt with all of the different scenarios here. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go sideways? Is it going to go down? But right now, it's well within it's right in my opinion to go down. So let's now jump onto the 4-hourly candle. On the 4-hourly, we can see that it had some strength here, and it came down to it had this wick, but this wick seems to be kind of getting filled now. You know, it touched that area, but we've got some support here at this line. We can see this red line. We've got some previous support here. So and this candle doesn't look like it's super strong. What time did I open? 5 o'clock. So we're on 2 hours and 42 minutes in now. We could see some explosion onto this. We could. But it's looking like it's building up to be either a candle that looks exactly like that, or we've got some form of explosion to close above, say, what have we got? That say 55, 6, 50, yeah, say above that 57.50, 65.750 level. Anyway, let's keep on looking down at the hourly market. And as you can see, it's painting that picture now that we're talking about. It's had its sidewaysness, and now it's going down, and it hit the EMA here as well. And this is the 200 EMA, if I remember rightly. No, it's not the 200 EMA. What is it? Data window? What are you on? The blue one is on the 50 EMA. Sorry, it's the 50 EMA. It's hit that, and we can see the other EMAs have gone beneath the red, which I'm still on new one. This is the 15 EMA, and the yellow is the 8, and then the other, like the green one, is then the 5. So we can see the prices have gone below, but they came down and touched the 50 EMA. And it's got some strength to go back up again. So within the hour, could this close? What have we got? 17 minutes. If this closes within side of these EMAs here, you can see some strength that's trying to push the price back up. All right. So let's now go on to the half an hour market. And is the half an hour market painting us a bigger picture? Well, we can see that the smaller EMA zones, they're stayed above the 50 EMA. Okay, the green one, which is kind of expected to go under the 5, that's supposed to be quite volatile. It's beneath it, but it's trying to go above, and the price could close above these EMAs. So we would expect maybe if it's a strong candle, which at the moment is a light green, and light green is not much of volume here, all right? So, but that doesn't stop it from moving, the price moving a lot in lower volume. If anything, the price moves more when it's got lower volume than it does when it's got bigger volume, all right? So we can see it's pushing still. So let's move on to the 15-minute time zone, because there we might see a better picture. Okay, so the 15-minute time zone, we can see that the 5, the 8, and the 15 are below the 50, but the price is closing above these lines. So there's a possibility here that the price will move above the 50 EMA, and then the other 3 EMAs will move above it also. But we've got, at the moment, we had a strong reversal here. Look, there was a lot of buying power down here. It managed to stop the price, but it was still very low volume for this. It's higher than the volume here, but it was relatively low volume. And then there was some selling pressure as well on the next candle, but the buying power managed to keep the price. At least it could close above the previous candle. So we saw some strength there, and we're seeing some strength here now. The question is, do we see some more strength? And this was a big kind of, let's call it a sell-off here, but we can see that we came back to like approximately 50% here, and then came back down again. But now, does it look like we're going to get through? We're on the 15 minutes, so let's move down even into the 5 minutes again. Okay, so now the 5-minute market, it's kind of telling us, if we just scroll out a little bit, it's kind of telling us that it went up. It went nicely across with this slight slope to the upside. Slight slope. That if you put like a trend line through this and you visually look at this with our human pattern recognition, we saw this slight slope. It wasn't a slope of 0. So we've got this potential that was a correction. And here we can see this is the 50% mark approximately. So we can see prices trying to push above now. Now this could just be a test of previous prices to come back down again, or this could have strength to move all of the EMAs above these higher EMA time zones. What is the gold one again? The gold one's 200, to push them above the 200 here, which would show that the trend is continuing and that there is some strength. And so this is a signal of being oversold. So we got an RSI signal of being oversold down here. So that was a good sign to show that there was a near possible bottom. All right, and I don't like to use RSIs as a guarantee of the bottom, but it's a signal to say, hey, we're approaching the bottom at least. Anyway, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Let's then move on to the 1 minute time scale, time frame, and now we can see lots of lots of oversold price signals, and we looking like we're starting to move above the real higher. Look, we've got here the 200-day EMA and the 300-day EMA, or the 300 time frame EMA, that they're starting to move above it. So you can see some strength to the upside on the 1 minute market. So we would expect that the price would try and come up to, say, like at least 50%. 50% of this, what would that be? Approximately about here, which is where we are already. So the 61.8 would be here. So we'd expect like 65,500 if it's going to then just continue down to the bottom, to lower prices. So we'd have to keep an eye on this. But ultimately, I'd say the 15-minute market, let's have a look. Ultimately, the 15-minute market at the moment is painting the nicest picture for us, because we've got potential to go up, but we've also got potential to continue down again. So really, we would be like, if you were wanting to do a trade in this, a very, very short-term trade, and we're not talking about like investing in Bitcoin long-term here. If you were wanting to do a trade here, I would expect that this would be possibly, if you already bought some Bitcoin and you wanted to buy it back cheaper, then you could sell it off here and then buy it down here, because I would guess that it's maybe going to test this line again if it doesn't have the strength to push through. But what are we on at the moment? We're on 10 minutes. There doesn't seem to be much strength right now. However, this could be like a 15-minute pause and the next one could go through after that. Or this could be just taking, coming back 50% and then booming up as well. So we would expect to see like 50% is like here. Let's draw the line in there. This is an indicator that I wanted to add onto it as well, just like the 50% mark. But it cluttered up the view completely. So we could see it come back to, say, the 50 here and then zoom up as well. But we'll have to see about that. Anyway, so this is basically, in my opinion, what are we looking at today? Are we looking at higher prices today? Are we looking at lower prices today? Well, my gut feeling today says that we're probably going to be testing this zone here. I would say I'd say is a guarantee of this, that we're going to come up and try and test the new highs. Whether or not we'll break the new highs is another thing. Now, I would also guess that we could test new lows. So, but right now it seems to be more going towards the testing new highs. Although it's red, it's quite expected that it has like this pullback and then move forward. But we don't have any markets opening at 8 o'clock. So, and normally at 7:30 we start seeing the story, and this is the story here. So we could still be on. We could still be on for the standard story here. We've got 9 minutes left to boom through. But we've always seen at 7:30 that we've had some form of push there, so we could see this next push over the next course of the hour and so on. So this would be something that you'd really have to look into. Okay, with that said, this is my daily Bitcoin analysis. Remember, if you are new to Bitcoin and you don't know whether to get into Bitcoin or not, look at all of the other videos. I've made a Bitcoin analysis video, and some of the others are a little bit longer. But this is really not a time right now to be getting into Bitcoin. And I'm afraid you have, in my opinion, have missed the first train. All right, but there are more trains coming, and there is a correction definitely coming. It's not going to happen today or tomorrow, but it will happen over the coming months in the future. It could happen quicker than we thought. It could happen longer than we thought. But if you're investing in Bitcoin long term, then just sit back, keep saving your euros or dollars or yen or whatever it is you've got. Keep saving it, ready for when the price corrects. All right, because it will correct at one point. You just got to be patient. All right, or just dollar cost average in, put in a very small amount every single day, week, or whatever it is that you choose, the time frame you choose, and keep doing it constantly without looking at the price. All right, but small pieces at a time, and at one point your average will be a pretty good average if you keep going until the correction is there. And when the correction is there and the bottom is there, then take, you know, like say 40% of your funds. So I would take whatever your funds are right now, if you're going to dollar cost average in, and I would split it down and say 20, 20, 20, 40, like 20%, 20%, 20%, 40%, and leave the 40% for really the bottom. You know what I mean? When you really know that there's extreme fear in the market, and you've got in at the bottom. The other 20%, you can just add the different levels when it goes down, or just keep the first 20% just dollar cost average in continuously at small amounts. And then if it goes down to the next level, then put some more in, say 5% in at one go, and then just keep putting the rest in, and so on, until there's a possible correction, because this has got to come back. Every market always corrects at least 50%, every market, and especially the Bitcoin market. So at one point, it's got to come back down. Okay, with that said, we've hit 16 minutes. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. I hope you get something out of this. And like I said, if you do have any feedback, please write in the comment section down below. Otherwise, really do me a favor, give me a like, please. That's all I ask for you. That's it. Well, watch the video and get something out of it, and give me a like. Thanks, Ed, and I will see you possibly in another video today. Don't know, haven't decided. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.